Make it an anthem. Land of Guyana, of rivers and plains. I'm a real Guyanese. From the time when I step on the scene to the moment me leave. I'm a real Guyanese. From the red to the black to the gold to the white to the green. I'm a real Guyanese. And nothing can change me. Then nothing can change me. I'm a real Guyanese. I live in a foreign country. Then nothing can change me. 6 races, beautiful faces. Put your hand them in the air if you're not racist. I pledge myself to honor always. I will never disgrace this. Then want peace how we mop. Wait your mothers, we not give you that. No, no, not one caress. Not a blade of grass. Listen up, 83,000 square miles. Oh my God, we find aisle. Me not tell you no lie. Guyana nice, but no swear for my life. Land of many waters, bring out all the leaders in the sun, them and the daughters. If you want to, we fight. No, not at all. I'm a real Guyanese. From the time when I step on the scene to the moment me leave. I'm a real Guyanese. From the red to the black to the gold to the white to the green. I'm a real Guyanese. And nothing can change me. So nothing can change me. I'm a real Guyanese. I live in a foreign country. So nothing can change me. Big up stop broke. Allow it tough crook. It now is pretty son about that try act shook. Got a big up GRM, me know I'm a tax look. And when me have the money, me can go for my bank book. Beautiful Guyana, we there in South America. Land of kite, the flora and the fauna. Independent people, so we doing what we wanna. Never violate because you could become a Ghana. Them love we country, all the foreigners, them children salute you. In the Indian temple, long we border, we no want no problem. Never fall, we forever standing. Me love how God make ya, would never forsake ya. Unique in every way, God I never mistake ya. If Guyana was a girl, we surely would date ya. That's why them want take ya. I'm a real Guyanese. From the time when I step on the scene to the moment me leave. I'm a real Guyanese. From the red to the black to the gold to the white to the green. I'm a real Guyanese. And nothing can change me. So nothing can change me. I'm a real Guyanese. I live in a foreign country. So nothing can change me. I'm a real Guyanese. From the time when I step on the scene to the moment me leave. I'm a real Guyanese. From the red to the black to the gold to the white to the green. I'm a real Guyanese. And nothing can change me. So nothing can change me. I'm a real Guyanese. I live in a foreign country. So nothing can change me.
This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey. Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil to one Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I... This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil to one Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey, hey, Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country.
Caution them.
AG.
Make it an anthem. The land of Guyana, of rivers and plains. I'm a real Guyanese. From the time when I step on the scene to the moment I leave. I'm a real Guyanese. From the red to the black to the gold to the white to the green. I'm a real Guyanese. And nothing can change me. So nothing can change me. I'm a real Guyanese. I live in a foreign country. So nothing can change me. 6 races, beautiful faces. Put your hand them in the air if you're not racist. I pledge myself to honor always. I will never disgrace this. Them want peace that we mop. Wait your mothers, we not give you that. No, not one caress. Not a blade of grass. Listen up, 83,000 square miles. Oh my God, we find aisle. Me not tell you no lie. Guyana nice, but no fear for my life. Land of many waters, bring out all the leaders in the son them and the daughters. If you want to, we fight. No, not at all. I'm a real Guyanese. From the time when I step on the scene to the moment I leave. I'm a real Guyanese. From the red to the black to the gold to the white to the green. I'm a real Guyanese. And nothing can change me. So nothing can change me. I'm a real Guyanese. I live in a foreign country. So nothing can change me. We got stop broke. Allow it tough crook. It now is pretty, so nobody try act show. Got a big up GRM, me know I'm a tax look. And when me have the money, me can go for my bank book. Beautiful Guyana, we there in South America. Land of kite, the flora and the fauna. Independent people, so we do what we wanna. Never violate, because you could become a Ghana. Them love we country, all the foreigners, them children salute you. In the Indian temple, long we border, we no want no problem. Never fall, we forever standing. Me love how God make you, we never forsake you. Unique in every way, good and never mistake you. If Guyana was a girl, we surely would date you. That's why them want take you. I'm a real Guyanese. From the time when I step on the scene to the moment me leave. I'm a real Guyanese. From the red to the black to the gold to the white to the green. I'm a real Guyanese. And nothing can change me. Say nothing can change me. I'm a real Guyanese. I live living in a foreign country. Say nothing can change me. I'm a real Guyanese. From the time when I step on the scene to the moment me leave. I'm a real Guyanese. From the red to the black to the gold to the white to the green. I'm a real Guyanese. And nothing can change me. Say nothing can change me. I'm a real Guyanese. I live living in a foreign country. Say nothing can change me.
This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey, hey, Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I... This is...
Bire mazak wuro nogong. Morovia Commonwealth TG Nigay.
We are one.
place of love. We are one Guyana. It's paradise, it's our world.
Plains, plenty rice and sugar cane. Same Guyanese blood in our vein. So make we burn out the hatred, time for erasing. Can't make that destroy. 6 races share the same space in this 83,000 square miles.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love.
No matter which religion is you, could a Buddhist, Christian, Muslim, Hindu. Sister is a sister, real and true. One big part of culture brew.
And all of we together could really make this dream come true. Of a brighter Guyana for me and you. Ocean to mountains, hear this tune. Take it cool.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. Runs deep like a beautiful rivers for Guyana. Oh, And when we stand as one, mighty like Mount Jerima for Guyana. For Guyana, our life would be beautiful, just like Guyana. She's blessed us with her own, just to embrace her. Say, one and alone can't clap like so let's put our hands together. Give her a standing ovation, this great nation, a little gem of this world. A place of love. We are one Guyana. It's paradise, it's our world. We are one Guyana. A place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana. It's paradise, it's our
This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil to one Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey. Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources.
Good morning, and welcome down to the Livewire. I'm your host, Courdel Jones, and welcome to the last episode of the week. It's been quite an eventful week. I hope you guys were productive out there in relation to whatever you had going on. I hope you had a successful week and you've accomplished whatever you would have set out to accomplish this week. We've got a good show for you guys today. As I said, a lot of things happening in and around the country, and Guyana, as always, has been putting itself on the map, whether it be with the type of leadership we see exhibited here by our current administration, or the poor leadership exhibited by the previous administration, and the whole elections fiasco puts us on the map, sometimes in a good way and then sometimes in a bad way, right? One of the good things that has, been on the international scene as of recent, we would have had some of our young Guyanese performing very well at the Commonwealth Youth Games, especially in the 4x400 mixed relay. So this team here, Tiana Springer, Malachi Austin, Javon Roberts, and Narissa McPherson, these 4 young Guyanese would have shattered the 2017 4x100 record, which was 3 minutes 25 seconds, and I guess 8 split seconds, which was set by Australia, and replaced it with 3 minutes 22 seconds, 3 minutes 22:07. That's the new world record, the new record set by these 4 Guyanese. So hats off to them. Wonderful job they did there at the Commonwealth Games, recently concluded in Trinidad and Tobago. So I just wanted us to take a quick moment and just have a quick look at that race that again has put Guyana on the map, and things are happening. The youths are performing. They're getting the support in the sport, the different sport disciplines. So we're seeing it translating to wins and medals coming back to Guyana.
We are on our way now. This is the final track event that will bring down the curtain on the Trinbago 2023 Commonwealth Youth Games. Athletics right here at the Hazley Covered Stadium. Approaching the first 200 meters, each athlete running 1 lap. Male followed by the female, followed by the male and the female. Coming around the top turn there, it's even Steven now with Australia. Looking good. Battling in the middle. England Kenya. It's going to be a close one in Canada. Canada. First handover. Australia. England. Canada. Nigeria. As the action continues there in the second leg, being run by the females. England in the lead. And they are juxtaposing, interchanging, battling for the front position around the top turn, maintaining form, composure, leading their team into the second one. England, followed by England, in this case, Guyana, Australia. The action continues here now. It's going to be a tight one. England in the lead by Guyana. Australia holding on the back stretch. Also in the mix, we have St. Kitts, Australia and Guyana, but back to the top. England, Guyana, Australia. Come on. England, Guyana, England, Guyana, Australia, Nigeria. Whoa, and the battle continues. This is the fourth and final leg. On the backstretch, 300 meters again to go. It's action galore. England, Guyana, Australia, Nigeria. 1, 2, 3, 4 as they approach the 200 meters. $200 again coming around the bend. It is England, Guyana, Australia. England, Guyana, Australia. Guyana, England, Guyana, England, Guyana, England. Guyana, England, Australia, Nigeria, Canada, India.
So there you have it. That was the Guyanese team, the Guyanese 4x400 team, which has set the new the Guyanese team 4x400, which has set the new record for the 4x400 at the Commonwealth Youth Games. Again, Tiana Springer, Malachi Austin, Javon Roberts, and Narissa McPherson, and their coach, Julian Edmonds. Yes, their coach, Julian Edmonds. We can't forget the coach. This here, that's our team, making Guyana proud. Hats off to you guys. Wonderful job. You know, come on back home. You're going to be celebrating. Great job. Great job. Morning to all the persons tuned in already. Morning to all you guys tuned in to the Livewire. It's really great to have you guys here. It's really great to be back on StreamYard. I mean, shucks, when you start with StreamYard, then you start going back to regular lives. It's not the same. Oh my gosh. So morning to all you guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining the live. And we'll proceed with today's programming. So yesterday, the president, as I would have mentioned earlier, yesterday on the episode yesterday, the president would have sworn in the COI, the commissioners for the Commission of Inquiry into the tragic Madia fire, the fire at the Madia Secondary School female dorms in Region 8, which resulted in the loss of 20 lives, including 18 female students and a 5-year-old boy. The Commission of Inquiry has been established to thoroughly investigate the incident and the related issues The COI aims to derive lessons from the tragedy, enhance safety measures, and prevent similar incidents in the future. The swearing in of the members of the Commission of Inquiry was done at State Office of the President yesterday, um, and the oath of office was administered by the acting chief magistrate. The composition of the the commission, the COI is chaired by Major General retired Joe Singh. Other commissioners include Attorney at Law Jocelyn Kim Kite Thomas and Chairman of the National Tushao Council, Mr. Derek John, and also Attorney at Law Javed Shadiq will serve as the Secretary of the Commission of Inquiry. So let me just give you guys an idea of who exactly I'm talking about. These are the persons who will be serving on the Commission of Inquiry. So from left to right, you have Javed Shadiq. It will be the secretary to the commission. We have the chairman to his well, to his left, but to my right and your right, if you're looking at the screen, the chair of the commission, uh, Major General Joe Singh, retired. Um, we also have the acting chief magistrate, His Excellency Commissioner Kim Kite, Commissioner Derek John, and Minister of Education Priya Manik Chan. So these are the persons who will be um, focusing in on the Madia incident and determining fully what transpired and looking into measures to increase safety at our schools. Again, I'd encourage you to share the live so we could get this information out to persons out there so that I've heard Shiraz and all of them talking about COIs. And even in one case, Ganesh Mahipal, just before the the parliament goes into recess, is bringing a motion to parliament for um, bringing a motion to parliament to have a COI when the government has already said, hey, this is what we are going to do. Now, during the president's address, during the swearing in of the members of the COI into the Mahdia Secondary School female dormitory fire, the president emphasized the significance of the COI as a step towards understanding, healing, and preventing future tragedies as what took place there. He highlighted the importance of a balanced, impartial, and thorough examination of the fire and its related issues. The president expressed empathy for the affected families and recognized that a rushed inquiry could worsen their trauma, right? Especially that last part there. I want somebody to just cut that out and send it to Ganesh. He expressed empathy for the affected families and recognized a rushed inquiry could have worsened their trauma, you know? So sometimes, and yesterday, I can get into that a little later. So sometimes persons like things to happen right away when they want it, but that's not how things work. And sometimes we feel because we're not getting what we want when we want it, nothing is being done. And oftentimes that's not the case, right? Cooperation and support. In relation to cooperation and support, uh, President Ali urged all relevant parties to cooperate with and support the work of the Commission of Inquiry. The government is committed to providing a conducive environment for the Commission to carry out its duties. These are the sentiments expressed by His Excellency. In relation to the inquiry process, the COI is planning to visit Region 8 as a part of its investigation, including a traditional patrimony ceremony at the site of there will be a traditional patrimony ceremony conducted at the site of the tragedy. Um, the anticipated the anticipated duration of the commission's work is approximately 2 months. with flexibility to be extended if needed. Good morning to Pride Bacchus. I see your message there. It's you are really is you're the person I'm talking about. And again, like I said, persons often want things to happen when they want it to happen, but it's a process, and we have to follow that process, right? In terms of the immediate relief measures, the government promptly implemented relief measures to relief measures to assist affected family, the affected families and communities. These measures included psychosocial assistance and financial support tailored to the family's request. And as persons would know, the opposition has been heaping and humming about the support being given to these families and persons who are are upset that the government would have offered some financial assistance to these families. I don't understand why. They had funerals, they had all sorts of things that they had to deal with, and the government has stepped in in relation to requests made by the family. So instead of you're doing one thing for one family and not doing for the other, you make some funds available so the family could address whatever needs or issues they might be having, um, on their own and get things done for themselves, right? So all I could say, I'm glad that the Commission of Inquiry has been, or the persons working with the the commissioners have been named. It has been constituted, and the work can begin. So hopefully, we can get the opposition to not focus on the Commission of Inquiry or this Madia thing where it is not in their purview to adjudicate on at this time. I mean, they're entitled to their opinion, but let the Commission of Inquiry look into this matter. Let us have the findings of the Commission of Inquiry, and from that point, whatever else is needed in relation to the Madia incident can be taken care of, right? The president also highlighted the importance of the COI's work. The president expressed confidence in the commissioners' professionalism, experience, and integrity in conducting a diligent and impartial inquiry. The ultimate goal is to provide closure to the affected families, promote healing, and to contribute to improve safety measures. And I mean, that is very important to me. The professionalism, the experience in the person's name. Miss Kite is a prominent attorney. Everybody knows retired Major General Joe Singh. He's a man of integrity. He's worked with several agencies in this country. And the head of the National Tushao Council, Tushao Derek John, hails from the community of Morakabai, and a very upstanding individual. He's also a pastor. I can't remember if it's for the Anglican faith or denomination, but he's a pastor as well. So I'm glad that we have legal representation. We have representation from the indigenous community. Um, there's representation from the religious sections of society. So I am looking forward to the information coming out of this commission of inquiry and the measures that will be put in place to deal with not having any issue like this happen, incident I should say, happen like this in the future. In relation to the national impact, the president acknowledged that the tragic incident and the COI's work resonates with the entire nation, emphasizing the collective responsibility to prevent such an incident in the future. In closing, the president expressed the COI is expected to provide a comprehensive understanding of the circumstances surrounding the fire, contributing and contribute to a safer educational environment. So that there is a quick brief in relation to what took place yesterday in relation to the swearing in of persons for the Madia Secondary School female dormitory fire. This here is attorney at law Kim Kite. one of the commissioners on the Commission of Inquiry. And this here we have Chairman of the National Tushao Council and Tushao of Maracaibo, Tushao Derek John. This here is the chair of the Commission of Inquiry, Major General Retired Joe Singh. And again, everybody here together. Yesterday, it is happening at State House, not State House, sorry, Office of the President, the swearing in of the commissioners and secretary of the Commission of Inquiry into the Madia Secondary School female dormitory fire that took place, right? So they could ease up. Now, I wanted to touch on a couple of the things in relation to City Hall. Now, City Hall is a sore point for persons in Georgetown, persons in the capital city. And yesterday I saw a newsroom report. Mr. Don Singh was on a newsroom there, sharing some information in relation to what's going on there at City Hall. So let's have a quick look at this newsroom report in relation to what's happening in relation to the finances at City Hall. Mr. Don Singh is a councillor representing the People's Progressive Party, the only People's Progressive Party councillor on the finance committee there at City Hall. So let's have a quick look.
City Hall is broke. They claim they're broke, they don't have any money, and it's a long, tedious process to, constituents will come and say, well, I need this drain cleaned or I need this garbage done. And you take it to the appropriate officers at City Hall. And they say, well, we're short-handed, we're short-staffed, we're short of money. And the people's work just doesn't get done.
That was People's Progressive Party Civic Councillor Don Singh, who is a member of the Finance Committee of the Mayor and City Council of Georgetown. The committee is chaired by Leland Saul of A Partnership for National Unity, APNU. Other members include Tahira Adams, Troy Garway, Clayton Hines, and Yvonne Ferguson, all members of A Partnership for National Unity. The Mayor of Georgetown, Alfred Mentor, is also an elected member of the committee, a move which is deemed out of protocol. In an interview with the newsroom on Thursday, Singh said the newly elected People's Progressive Party civic councillors are prioritizing resolving the major issue as part of their move to ensure there is accountability at City Hall. But to do this, Singh said there is a need for cooperation from both government and opposition councillors.
People pay their taxes expecting your job to be done. Where do we start from there? Maybe we can ask the local government commission to get involved to get some audits done. So we catch up, because you need to have a starting place before you go forward. And if you don't, your books are not in order for 10 years. We don't know what exactly is left on, in the city treasury, on the city register, properties and that sort of thing. So we need to get that done before we move forward.
The last Mayor and City Council budget, which was in excess of $2 billion, was approved in 2022. The first statutory meeting of the new council, whose members were sworn in July, is slated to be held on August 14. Singh said he has since proposed that the Finance Committee meet 2 to 3 times a week to discuss and possibly come up with ways in which they can deal with financial issues.
It's just chaos over there. You go in there, the people, you made promises to people, I'll make your life better, I'll clean your parapets, I will do this, I will do this, I will do this. Then you get in there and realize that the coffers are empty, nobody's willing to work, there's no budget. In 2023 August, there's no budget. Finance is super important, because without money, nothing happens.
Going forward, Singh said the lack of accountability and transparency needs to be addressed. He suggested that new measures such as online payment of rates and taxes be implemented so records can be easily accessible. Reporting for the newsroom, Sharda Bacchus.
Thank you, Sharda. Thank you. So, like Sharada say, Pocketori at City Hall. Pimp, trouble. Y'all see what's going on at City Hall? You see what's going on at City Hall? City Hall has not been audited for an extended period of time. City Hall is collecting rates and taxes, especially from people in Newtown, right? Especially from my good friend Pride. They're collecting rates and taxes from people like Pride, who is unable to get good service because City Hall is not managing its funds properly. Right? So sometimes persons need to understand it's not as you think. It's not as you have it in your mind. So yesterday I was talking to a friend of mine. I hope we're still friends. He was very upset yesterday. And he was talking about garbage collection and speed humps on in his area. And he was noting that the garbage trucks are not collecting. Well, at first, that was what was related. The garbage trucks weren't collecting the garbage. At least that's how I understood it. And that the road was recently done in the area, and they didn't put back speed humps or something of that sort. Now, I was trying to explain to Pride, but he wasn't listening too much. That those roads are the responsibility of City Hall. Well, central government came and they did something there. Um, they did so because they don't want the citizens to continue to suffer because of City Hall's neglect. And persons need to understand that, right? I made contact with the council in charge of the area, and he told me that they would have made representation at City Hall to get the speed humps put in, but there's no funds for that. So the council then made representation at central government, and central government has agreed to put in the speed humps. But it's a process. It takes some time to get done. So my friend is upset because the road had speed humps, but was bad. Now it's fixed. It doesn't have speed humps, and persons are speeding through there. And they would have had several accidents at some of the corners. I don't want to, give people an idea of where the gentleman is living. But on one of the corners there, they had about 3 accidents according to him. Now, again, I'm saying to the gentleman, your issue was raised. It was taken to a higher authority, and something is going to be done. That process of getting whatever needs to be done, it has to go through a process. Remember, central government going to put speed humps there is not a part of their budget. That's why Public Works had to go back to the National Assembly to get more money to do community roads, which are the responsibilities of NDCs and the municipalities for town. And in this case of Georgetown, where the gentleman lives, the mayor and city council. We don't know when last the mayor and city council do any streets in the capital city. I don't think they have the equipment for it. I'm pretty sure they don't have the equipment for it. So he's upset that the process to put the speed bumps in is taking a while. But again, I say to you, my friend, the representation has been made and the speed bumps are on its way. Now, in relation to the garbage collection, right? Again, I contacted the councillor, and the councillor explained that it's not a case of the garbage truck not collecting the garbage. They don't collect the parapet waste. So if your garbage is not in the bin, Puran's not collecting that. Puran's not collecting it, right? So I guess if you got some more wood in your yard and whatever it is that you throw out there to move away, Puran, the contract is not moving that away, right? Now, if City Hall used to manage its funds properly and had their own garbage trucks and that kind of thing, they could determine what they're moving away and what they're not moving away. But if I am a private operator, and look how the city the Guyana has been expanding, and the city itself has been expanding. So much new businesses, more waste is generated. So the private garbage firms, they got their own work to do. So let's say Purans decide to apply for a contract at City Hall, and City Hall say, all right, buddy, we want you to do household waste from the garbage bin and carpet waste too. And Puran say, man, you know something, we don't collect wood and old tree and them thing and certain stuff and throw it in the garbage trucks, is damage them, and we could only collect household waste. That's the contract, brother. This we got to work with until something else is worked out at the level of City Hall. And one thing I noted that the gentleman kept lamenting is the government got to do it for me. Is the government got to do it for me? So clearly, surely misunderstood where the responsibility lies. And if somebody is just stepping in to help a situation that they see is bad. So um, again, all I could say is hold on. They're going to get it done. And sometimes we just have to wait a little. It mightn't be what we want, but you know, we just gotta wait a little sometimes. It's gonna get done. It's gonna get done. Right? Heading over to Region 7 now. Yesterday I was talking about the new mayor, Mr. Anthony Murray, his worship, Mr. Anthony Murray, being on the ground already. He was in and around Bartica, checking on roads, drainage, and all these things to ensure that Barticians have proper service from their town council, right? And this is what we like to see when public officials hit the ground running. They ain't worrying about the pomp and fancy of the office, but their main aim is to serve the people, get the people's work done. That is what should be important to them, right? So again, Mr. Anthony Murray up there in Bartica doing a wonderful job. He's being aided by the team up there, the REO, the Prime Minister's representative, Mr. Ward, and all those guys working along with his worship, Mr. Murray. Continue the good work. We see you guys there, and it's time to transform Bartica. So many things happening up there in Bartica, and it's important for persons to understand that whilst Bartica was controlled by the opposition for so many years in terms of the town council, the services always came from central government again. The town council, the APNU made Bartica into a town and elected the mayor. The mayor was elected to serve, and they saw no sort of development coming from the town council. Everything came from the RDC. Everything came from the RDC, central government, up there in Bartica. So again, I like to remind persons that the opposition has no track record in any region that they could show anyone in relation to what they got done. Nothing whatsoever. And persons need to realize that and stop falling prey to some of the nonsense that they like to put out there, right? Coming back to City Hall a little bit. I'm sorry I'm jumping around like this, but I forgot I wanted to mention. I noticed on Sherrod's program last night, he was talking about Don Singh's report in relation to City Hall not having funds. And he was making some accusations that government owes City Hall a set of money and all these other things. Now, Sherrod, I'm trying to inquire, when your party or group or coalition, whatever you want to call it, was in government, did y'all bring those backdated rates and taxes up to date? I'm trying to find out. If not, I'm asking why didn't the government at the time clear the backdated taxes that you're claiming the government got for City Hall? It can't be now that these taxes showing up. Can't be, man. So I'm trying to understand, brother. What is it really you're trying to put out here, right? What is it really you're trying to put out here? City Hall is collecting rates and taxes from citizens living in the city. Where is the money going? What is going? Okay, you got to pay the staff at City Hall and the persons working with City Hall. Okay, so you're getting rates and taxes from residents. You're getting rates and taxes from businesses in the city. You're collecting rent for stalls at the markets. You're collecting rent for the illegal vendors around the markets. Where's the money going? What are you doing with the money? What are you doing with the money? How is it that City Hall always crying broke and never got anything to show? What is happening with the money? And Sherrod got the gall to ask people about monies owed to City Hall. I feel like giving Sherrod the donkey of the day today. I got a couple more things I want to address with Mr. Duncan. Right? Now, on the program, he was talking about Mr. Mahipal, and I mentioned that earlier, moving a motion in relation to the COI. And he played a clip where the speaker said that it was not of importance. Totally leaving out the fact that the speaker highlighted, hey, y'all had this incident happened about 2 months now. You're bringing this when we were about to go to recess, when you had all this time to bring the motion. The speaker also noted that, hey, the government has indicated that they are going to constitute a COI to look into this matter. So what is the importance of the motion at the time? What is the importance of the motion, right? So basically, in my view, it was a stupid motion brought forward by Ganesh Mahipal. A stupid motion brought forward by Ganesh Mahipal. The government already told you, hey, we're going to be convening a COI. If you want to share your views on what the terms of reference for the COI should be, you don't know the Minister of Education's office address. You can't write her a letter indicating your suggestions. You don't know where office of the president is. You can't write the president. You wasting the parliament's time on a matter that is already being looked at. The government already said they're going to convene a COI to look into the matter. What motion you bring in? Why not deal with the business of parliament and look at the work the government has to do to correct all the madness that your counterparts were doing while in office, right? Look at how many things the government is doing right now. I also wanted to put to Ganesh. From 2015 to 2020, how many schools did any of the ministers of education put forward to get sprinklers, fire extinguisher, and all this other stuff that you're saying that, should have been in place? Ganesh, the coalition had an opportunity to put all those things in place 2015 up to the rigging. But why none of these things were put in place? Or was it not important then? Or you didn't have the funds then? Or you just realized from the modifier that these things aren't in the school? So are you telling me Dr. Rupnarayan and Pagwali weren't going around checking schools for fire safety and that kind of thing during that time? They weren't doing anything like that. They didn't notice the schools didn't have sprinklers. They didn't notice that the girls get put on in the dormitory because the girls getting away and doing their own thing. So Sherrod and Ganesh, sometimes y'all really to stick me to another place because I try to understand the points you're making, right? So this is not pre-2015 where you could have said, hey, we didn't have an opportunity to do this. You had an opportunity to do all of that. If you could tell me one school, Sherrod or Ganesh, where the coalition would have put in a sprinkler system, ensure they had adequate fire extinguishers, fire escapes were in place, and persons know they're doing fire drill and them kind of thing. Which school? Where? Anywhere? Stronghold or not? Sherrod or Ganesh, if you could identify. Right? If you could identify, I'd be really, really, really happy. Right? Annette Ferguson at Parliament spoke about Parliament not meeting frequently. Annette Ferguson. How often you used to have a press conference from Granger, the president, the former president of Guyana? How often? Frequently, Annette? Frequent? How often the PAC, the Public Accounts Committee, used to meet on it? How frequent? That's the thing that I talk about. But if I could change it, and it is the donkey of the day, and it Parliament not meeting frequently. That is your crime. How often the Public Accounts Committee to scrutinize the spending of the former government, 2015 to 2020, how often did they meet? How frequent did they meet on it? How frequent did they meet? And it can't tell you, because I think you could count it on one hand. You can count it on one hand. You understand? So when you see people like Annette, and yes, sometimes it's good for the lunch. There's got nice curry duck and coconut choke and stuff. Let's eat it up. We'll go back for seconds. I was reliably informed. Right, Tara? Oh my goodness. So this is the kind of nonsense that coming into the parliament. This is the kind of nonsense that coming into the parliament. She talking about meeting frequently when the Public Accounts Committee, an organ within the National Assembly, a committee within the National Assembly, to scrutinize spending of the government, ain't used to meet. The fact that persons would remember a couple of months ago, persons were complaining that the work of the PAC is moving too slow. You know why it was moving slow? Because they had to go back to all the stuff that they didn't look at. The chairman or the chair of the committee wanted to skip through all of that so that they don't highlight some of the indiscretions by the coalition government whilst they were in office. That's the sad part about the situation, right? And Patou and all of them know what they did. And it's because the PPC government is taking the time to go through everything to understand clearly what the money was spent on. Because as I would say on previous programs, I'm not seeing it. Can't touch nothing to say, hey, the coalition do this. We can't even say, okay, no, they built a monument in Madia. They built a shaft in Madia. In there, they made Madia Tongue as well. And they built a shaft in Madia. And that was about the only development taking place in that area. That monument that they built. You know, I think Granger flew up for that. He didn't send the cardboard. He went himself to commission the monument. But these are the kinds of things we're dealing with. These are the kinds of people that representing persons who voted for the opposition. And to be honest with you, it's a bit of a sad situation that people like Annette and Sharad and Ganesh can come on social media and sit down and comfortably mislead people. Comfortably mislead people. You're keeping a set of eyes about COI. The government hosting a COI, but you are bringing a motion to Parliament for the government to host a COI. It's trouble. Anyway, on to some more positive things. So the president also spoke yesterday on the GOLD program, the Guyana Online Academy of Learning Scholarship Program, right? In relation to exceeding scholarship targets, the GOLD program has surpassed its initial target of awarding 20,000 scholarships. The original goal of 20,000 scholarships was to be attained within 5 years. Surpassing this target in less than 3 years underscores the program's success and impact that it's making on Guyanese society. The GOLD Scholarship Program is aligned with the PPPC government's visionary agenda to foster a highly educated and skilled workforce in Guyana. It was launched in 2021, and GOLD collaborates with reputable regional and international universities. The programs offered by the program wide-ranging. And I'm talking academic and vocational courses spanning from certificates to doctorate degrees, right? How could you compare that to the Bertram Collins School of Public Service? How? What program the coalition could tell us or talk to us similar to this here? I guess the program that sponsored Simona Broom's children for their studies, the program that sponsored Annette Ferguson for her studies, the program that sponsored Nicolette Henry for her studies. But we don't know the name of the program. We just know they went and study and they come back, or they do it online. We don't know the name of the program. So they increase the salary of MPs and ministers, and in one go and pay to study. They want the Guyana's poorest to pay for them to study. Not the locals. We can give you all a Bertram Collins College, a Bertram Collins College, and y'all go and work in the public service. Right? No international universities, no regional, the apprenticeship program was dead under the coalition. I don't know what BIT was doing back then. I can't remember who was the Minister of Labor. We had a Minister of Labor? No, I think they closed down the Ministry of Labor and they had a Department of Labor. So they didn't have a big focus on labor. So thank God for the PPP, we got a Joseph Hamilton as a Minister of Labor. Somebody who is looking in directly to labor issues and not just the department. Right? So I spoke about the diverse universities and the diverse fields of studies. Initially, there was a strong interest in the traditional study areas. To address the nation's specific needs, Google has strategically tailored programs in areas like tourism, counseling, and teacher training. In relation to teacher training, around 1,500 teachers are currently enrolled in the educational program at the University of the West Indies. These programs focus on advancing teaching methodologies, particularly in areas of reading. Goal has been transforming lives. The Goal initiative has opened doors for individuals who might not have otherwise had the opportunity to attend a foreign university. The program's impact is actively changing lives and contributing to personal and professional growth right here in Guyana. Right here in Guyana. Those certificates, sad to say, might have a little more clout than UG, because in some instances when you do a course at UG and you go overseas, you have to study again. But these are already internationally recognized universities, internationally accredited universities. So when you're certified through the Gold program, you're certified. Pim. Sharad. Pim. What are we going to do there? What are we going to do there? Goal has been collaborating with the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Public Service, also the Ministry of Labor, to ensure that persons in those ministries have access as well, and the smooth flow of persons getting registered and getting assistance where it's needed in relation to getting onto the Gold program. However, the president did note in his address that these successes that we've seen with the Gold Scholarship is only the beginning, and that government remains committed to expanding educational opportunities and empowering more individuals and driving positive change. These are the kind of things we want to hear from a government. And at the end of the day, the achievements of the Gold initiative contribute significantly to the development of a skilled workforce, which is crucial to Guyana's growth and progress. Right? Absolutely crucial. So, again, a wonderful initiative coming out of the People's Progressive Party civic government, impacting thousands of Guyanese, just like the Because We Care over 200,000 young Guyanese are benefiting, just like the pensioners who are benefiting, just like the part-time workers who are benefiting, just like the dialysis patients who are benefiting, just like the persons who want public assistance are benefiting. Someone said Valda Lawrence wants to know why they go back to Parliament to get more money. Because we're not spending the money on Buju Banton tickets, Miss Lawrence. We're not spending the money on Buju Banton tickets. They're spending the money on actual development and infrastructure. You understand? All the projects that you're seeing, that is where the money is going to. All the community roads in New Amsterdam where the PNC is in control of, all the community roads in Georgetown where the PNC is in control of, all the community roads in Linden where the PNC is in control of. Central government has, met with the people and decided to take up the mantle and get the roads done, because we're not seeing it on your end, right? That's why they had to go back for more money. Agriculture had to get more money because they're supporting the farmers, making sure that the lands don't flood in the rainy season or the high tide. Health had to go for more money because they're expanding healthcare in Guyana and making it better and free, still free, right? Education got to get more money because it's alleged that y'all burning down the schools. It is alleged that y'all are burning down the schools and the markets, Perica, Charity, and them people boats. The allegations were made that is PNC people doing that. For what reason, I don't know, but I hope y'all stop it. Because you can't be messing with people's livelihoods like that. At the end of the day, you can't be messing with people's livelihoods like that. And for what reason? Because you haven't performed good enough for them to vote for you to lead them. Why not go back to the drawing board and try to make better decisions or try to win them over or something? But you hold on to the fact that you didn't lose the 2020 elections, that you did well at the local government elections, that there's no development happening in the country right now, and that you guys have done more between 2015 to 2020. And the smallest Guyanese, the smallest child, probably that not even talking, can tell you that nonsense. Bunkum, right? That's what y'all talking on some of these lives. A bunch of bunkum, because people are aware and people have eyes to see what's going on. People are aware and they have eyes to see what's going on, and they see the development. The cleanup on Regent Street, City Hall do that. Central government come out and clean Regent Street, where City Hall is on. At least you would think, because they're on Regent Street, they got Regent Street in order. But not even there. That's the sad part about the situation. Not even there they could sort out. Not even there. So, folks, again, sometimes when you're looking at these programs, take whatever Sherrod telling you with a pinch of salt and probably go and do some research, because you're going to figure out it's bare nonsense he talking. Bare nonsense he talking. Sherrod, Ganesh, Amanza, worries. I'm trying to think of a project in Georgetown. That was done by the coalition that I could say, hey, they did that. Anybody here on the live, if you know, and if you got any PNC people here, you could probably tell me, point it out. Other than Durban Park, we want to touch on Durban Park. Durban Park, and I mean, oh God, other than Durban Park, one project in the city that you can look at and touch, and we could say the coalition did this, other than Durban Park. I'm thinking. Nothing is coming to mind. Nothing is coming to mind. And that's sad. What are you going to tell the people at the next election? We can tell the people at the next LGE. Y'all realize Sherrod can't tell y'all this. Sherrod can't go to a photo and put it up. Say, look, look. Probably could show y'all some of the buses, right? Probably could show y'all some of the buses that used to drop the children to school. Some children, because I've heard persons say only special people children used to get on this bus. You understand? So probably he could talk to y'all about the buses that the Granger buses and the boats that they named after him to take the children to school. But other than that, and then like I said, I don't want to mention Durban Park, because when you mention Durban Park, I think about 600 million missing from there, that project. Trouble. Anyway, it's about time for us to wrap up. I'm really glad to be here with you. Really glad to have my StreamYard back. So we will be presenting a lot of other information to you guys in relation to things happening in and around the country. I'd like to remind persons viewing today, the For Our Sons Lemonade sale is on. It's happening at State House. Please use the Main Street gate, or go towards the Main Street gate. And I think this is in aids of Pause and Clause. I think. But Zayad's lemonade sale is on today. So you guys could go down there and show some support. Buy some lemonade, man. I hate lemonade. This tastes good. I gotta come down there and support the Forest Son in his activities, his philanthropic activities, right? So today's State House at the Main Street entrance. You can go down there and get some lovely tasting lemonade as the Forest Son tries to raise some funds for Paws and Claws. And as some persons might know, they usually help abandoned animals or animals that are left on the street or hurt, or people can't handle them anymore. They assist with that, right? We didn't have the press conference from the General Secretary yesterday, but I'm pretty sure you guys can look forward to that in the new week. This Sunday, right on Facebook, YouTube, right here on my page as well, Mr. Quincy Anderson will be kicking off his once a week live program, the Reality Check, snapping you back to reality. You understand? Because sometimes with the things these coalition people telling you, you want to know what's going on. If you're in virtual reality or you're in the Twilight Zone or something, because you seeing one thing and they're telling you something else, and it's like, look, it ain't matching up. So Sunday every week, Quincy gonna be snapping y'all back to reality, with the Reality Check. So he'll be discussing politics, development, social issues. I think they're gonna be having a couple of guests on the program as he goes. Also, you'll get your weather report for the week, your bridge reports for the week, and other little tidbits that will help you, to have a productive week. And again, he will be also debunking some of the misinformation being spread around the country in relation to the development happening in Guyana, right? So Sundays, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., you can tune in and you'll hear from Mr. Anderson, the Reality Check, right? Folks, this is all the time I have for today. I'd like to thank all the persons who joined the live. I'd ask everybody to still share so that once persons who are unable to join the live, once they get some time, they can also have a look at the program and be abreast with the information that was shared here, right? So again, the COI has been commissioned to look into the Mahdia Secondary School dormitory fire that took place. I think it was in May, 22nd of May. They're going to be looking into that. The goal scholarship, surpassing its goal. Goal surpassing its goal. That's properness. We can't complain there. We had Mayor Murray also doing a lot of work in Linden there. Not Linden, Bartica. His worship, Mayor Murray, on the ground in Bartica doing some work. Again, congratulations to the 4x400 team that would have set the new record at the Commonwealth Youth Games. Miss Tiana Springer, Malachi Austin, Jovan Roberts, and Narissa McPherson, along with their coach, Julian Edmonds. Hats off to you guys for that performance, and thank you for making Guyana proud. This is the team there, along with their coach, doing wonderfully at the Commonwealth Youth Games recently concluded there in Trinidad and Tobago. So I'll see you guys on Monday. Remember, on Sunday, 3 to 4 p.m., we'll have Quincy Anderson with the reality check, sharing information with you. Good morning to everybody on the Dream Team. Good morning to Andre, Tanya, Akeem Evans, Angel, Eustace, Latoya, Asha. Wow, I'm forgetting anybody. And Angel's daughter, I can't remember her name right now. Good morning to all you guys on the Dream Team. Good morning to the Dream Team production group, the persons in facilitating these programs like Quincy's and mine, bringing them to you, right? So until Monday, this is Courdel Jones saying bye for now.
Really make this dream come true of a brighter Guyana for me and you. Ocean to mountains, hear this tune. Cde Courdel. We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our love runs deep like a beautiful rivers for Guyana. Oh, and when we stand as one, mighty like Mount Jerima for Guyana.